Hi. I think I'm live. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Um all right, let's wait a minute and see if I actually went live. Yes. Okay, I think I am. All right. How is everyone? Merry Christmas and almost Happy New Year, right? Oh my gosh, you know what I just thought of? I didn't even like fine tune New Year's Eve yet with Jeff, but I'm just going to have to say that we're going to go live at 8 o'clock. That's what I'm going to say. Okay. Um, anyway, how is everyone doing? So I see a bunch of people in the chat already. And let me just make sure you can hear me and see me. I got a new monitor and I'm going to tell you all about it because it has changed my life. Oh my goodness. Okay, good, good. John says the audio and the video is fine. That's wonderful. Okay, so let me just tell you what I got for my, I'm a window opener kind of computer worker. Okay, at any given time, I kid you not, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23 Chrome tabs open right now. Okay. And I'm not doing anything, right? But they're open. I have another window, another window, another window, another window. I have a multitude of things, right? And I'm constantly closing and moving and switching. And I had a decent sized monitor. Well, I bought a 49-inch monitor. It is so big. It expands my whole desk, and my life has been a dream when I'm working. I am loving it. It is so efficient. It is so perfect. I am so happy. Merry Christmas to me. That was a gift from the salted pepper to me. So I'm super excited about it. But I had to reset up everything. So I had to reset up the microphone and the camera and all the stuff. And so, yeah, John, count my Ninja appliances. I would have been going up a little bit more for that. So I just wanted to make sure everything was set up right. You guys could hear me. So anyway, now we can get down to business. All right. Um, so hi, Craig, and hi, Barbara. How are you guys doing? And I did see George. How are you, George? And John, of course. And it is Christmas Eve there now, right, John? Wanted to make sure that I contacted you on Christmas to wish you a Merry Christmas. And I believe I'm going to be doing that tomorrow, right? I have to keep that in mind that you're a day ahead, right? Um, and hi, Dawn. How are you? Craig, did I say hi? I think I did, but I'm not sure. Hi, Mare. How are you? It's good to see everybody. Hi, Nancy. And Dawn, did I just say hi? I think Jolene. Jolene. I was just thinking about you the other day, and I was like, I've got to hunt down her email address. I have not seen her in forever. How are you, my friend? And hi, Leanne. How are you doing? Thought about you today too. I was in the combi group, and it's kind of dead in there, and I'm like, I think we need to get some more engagement going on in that group. So I thought about you today. I hope you're doing well. Hey, Larry. Funny, I thought about you today too, because I still cannot figure out why you cannot get that PDF recipe. So I mean, I send PDFs all the time. They're always attachments. It always works. I just don't understand it. So I'm going to try again to send that to you. And hopefully you can open it up. Right. Hey, Faith, how are you? Good to see you. Hi, Donna. Good to see you. How are you doing? So, Jolene's life has been crazy. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. And you were working some crazy hours too, if I remember correctly, right? Hey, Barbara, how are you doing? Oh my gosh, I am tired. So is everybody ready for Christmas if you're celebrating? And what are you cooking? That's what I want to know. I want to know what you're cooking. So while you guys, hey Barb, so while you guys drop what you're cooking, and John, Jeff told me I haven't, I don't, so don't take offense anybody, right? If I don't know what you're up to on Facebook, as you know, like personally, I never look at Facebook. Isn't that funny? I never look at Facebook. I don't scroll Facebook. Like I'm not on Facebook. Louise Long is not on Facebook. The Salted Pepper is on Facebook, but I don't see people on Facebook. You know, I don't see that stuff. I see spam is what I see. I see a bunch of crap is what I see. So, but I heard from Jeff, John, that you were doing a lot of baking. So why don't you tell us what you've made? Because I know it's going to be delicious. Yes, I would like to know your life update, Jolene. I really would. I really would. And I'm being honest. I would. I would like to know. If you want to share it with me, you email me. So John's going to have roast chicken. And Dawn, you're not on Facebook. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. And Leanne's having honey baked ham, scalloped potatoes. Funny. I made scalloped potatoes in the true sense. I don't know if you make them with cheese or not, which is perfectly fine. But that's what we're having for dinner tonight. And I'll talk to you guys about my menu in a minute. But honey baked ham, that's amazing. They're good. I was really shocked about how they have that sugar crust on them. And you know, I created a recipe for that with my little twist on it. Hey, Kristen, how are you? Merry Christmas. Crystal, where have you been, my darling? I, I almost sent you another email, but I thought you might think I was a kook, because last time I didn't see you for a while, I sent you an email, make sure you were okay. And I'm like, she's going to think like I'm a weirdo, So, so Dawn's going to family and, hey Mel, how are you? So, yeah, so Jeff and I decided we are going home. So after tonight, tomorrow morning, I leave. He's going to be at work till 7 and then he'll come home. And by going home, we have a workhouse, which is where I am right now with the studio kitchen. And he works very close to here. So when he's working his 12-hour shifts, we stay here. And then we have a house in Tennessee, which is like we'll call it a farmhouse. I mean, we don't raise anything. We don't, it's not, I don't even garden there anymore because you can't garden when you're here one week and there the next. It doesn't work. I've tried. But anyway, so we're going home. He's off for Christmas. I don't think he's been off for Christmas ever for like 5 years or something. So we thought, all right, we're just going to take it easy and we're going to cook. I'm going to reheat from the freezer tons of food, right? Absolutely tons of food. So I thought I'm going to pick out things and we're going to have tamales tomorrow. And then we're going to have, I forget what we're having on Christmas. Oh, I am going to cook one meal. I'm going to cook Christmas dinner. I'm going to make homemade, cheese ravioli with, a bolognese sauce. That's all from scratch, including, I mean, everything's, from scratch. I took the long road to do the meat sauce too. So it's going to be amazing, but it took a lot of work, but I've prepped it all here. So I thought, oh, this will be so easy. I'll just grab some stuff out of the freezer and we'll go home and it'll be so relaxing. And then I was like, okay, well, and I hope Jeff's not watching this right now because there's a few things he doesn't know about, but I'm like, okay, well, I need some dessert. So then I proceed to make several different cookies. I made creme brulee. I made, what else did I make? Oh, I made a Mexican chocolate ice cream. I made these Mexican crinkle cookies that have a little bit of cayenne in them. I really like them because I like the little spice. I think Jeff was taken aback a little bit when he tried one. So he knows about those. He doesn't know about the Mexican chocolate ice cream. That's going to be for tomorrow night. And then I'm like, okay, well, then I've got to make this and I've got to make that. And I've got to freeze the string beans because I'm going to take them home. And if I didn't do this, long story short, I had been busy as hell. Busy as hell. Dishes like crazy. So that's been my life. But once I leave here tomorrow, and then I'm decorating because I haven't been home. So now I decorate for Christmas, and which was a last minute thing and was supposed to be a surprise for Jeff. I lugged everything up myself from the downstairs, right? Put the trees together, all that stuff. Supposed to be a surprise. I was texting or messaging on Facebook my friend, and I accidentally sent it to Jeff, the picture and everything. So he already knows. but it was supposed to be a surprise for him for Christmas Eve that I decorated because we've been talking about decorating and we just have been so busy, right? Life is so busy. Um, oh, cool. Larry sent a picture about what picture of one thing that they're having for Christmas dinner. All right, I will check that out. Um, and let's see. Okay, yeah. So this is what John made. What? Pastry horns with cream. Oh my gosh, I bet they are so good. Oh, and you made my Rocky Road fudge. That's awesome. I know Barry loves that. I um I pulled fudge out of the freezer from when I did that recipe for the not the Rocky Road because that was probably in like 2018, so I'm not that crazy, but I pulled out fudge from when I did that old-fashioned fudge, the chocolate fudge in the Possible Cooker Pro. And George is having a traditional British turkey Christmas dinner. Um and tell us what the sides are, George. I'm curious about that. And do you do a whole turkey or do you do a turkey crown, right? You call them turkey crowns. We just call them turkey breast, but turkey crown. Um oh, a Danish. Oh, this is so fun. A Danish Christmas Eve roasted pork with lots of crackling and a roasted duck. Oh my gosh. I want to know how you do your duck, Leslie, and caramelized potatoes. That sounds so amazing. Oh my gosh. That sounds amazing. And Craig is cooking a turkey breast on Christmas Day. How are you going to do it? Like, are you going to do it like in the oven, and are you going to crisp up? Does this have skin on it? All that kind of stuff. I want to know everything. I want to know how everybody's cooking everything. And then the honey baked ham, we already talked about that. Now, is that from the honey baked ham company? Because I went on and on about that, and it might not even be. And roasted Brussels sprouts, Leanne's having. I missed that the first time around, and I love Brussels sprouts. And I'd love to hear about your extremely decadent chocolate dessert, Leanne. That sounds so good. That sounds so good. So Barb is going to her sister-in-law's and she's gonna have mashed potatoes. Oh, a tri-tip. Jeff and I were just talking about that the other day. You know, I've never had a tri-tip. You cannot get them around here. They are huge over in California and probably every other place, but not in Tennessee or Mississippi. Um, so what do they taste like? I mean, steak, right? Beef, but how tender are they? How would you rate that? I'm gonna have to try one soon if I can ever get them or find one or even get to a restaurant that has one. I've never ever seen one anywhere. Not even when I lived in Maryland, which is kind of weird. Because Maryland, you know, we had all kinds of different things. Um, so that's cool. Great. Let's see. Anybody else? Hey Stacia, Merry Christmas to you. How are you doing? Hi, Doreen. How are you doing? I can't, Larry. Unfortunately, I would show the picture. Larry saying he sent me a picture. I can go look at it and I can describe it. Um, oh, a nice loaf of bread and the cool little bread slicer. Is that a did that goes down and just slices the bread real evenly, right? Um, but I can't show the picture because that's not how this StreamYard thing works. So I can't do it. Um, that's awesome, Barb. That's awesome. So it tastes like prime rib. I had the oh gosh, what is the cut? Pecana, right? I found pecana at our local Walmart and it it tastes like prime rib. In fact, I think it's better than prime rib. It's got a huge fat cap on it though. And I'm not usually one that really likes that, but oh my gosh, this for some reason is so good. I make it in the air fryer. It's so delicious. All right, Ukrainian Christmas. This is a fun chat. I love seeing all these different things. Cabbage rolls. Oh my gosh, yes. And turkey, shish kebabs, pierogies. You know, that is one thing that I have never I've never found that I liked pierogies. I tried them in Pennsylvania. I don't think I tried them in Ohio. In the US, that's where they're really popular. But I didn't like them. Maybe it was just where I got them. I think I've only had them once or twice. So I'll have to try a good version or try to make them myself and see if there's, some trick to it because I just didn't like them at all. But I don't like crepes either, which I know people love crepes. I don't like those either. So maybe it's just me being weird. Um, well, that sounds amazing. Uh, the pork garlic shish kebabs. I don't make shish kebabs that much, and they're fun to make. So I should probably do a recipe for those. Um, Stuffing and potatoes and gravy sounds delicious. So, George, we're gonna help George with his sides. He hasn't decided yet, so we can give him some ideas, right? Um, Pan-fried Brussels sprouts. That's an interesting one. Pan-fried Brussels sprouts can be a little bit difficult to do. I find when I want to pan fry them to get that nice caramelization on them, that I start off by steaming them a little bit so that they soften because I can never get the balance right between the perfect texture, the perfect browning, and the flavor is going to be there, but the texture is always too hard, or if I cook them too long, then they're too brown. So I've been steaming mine a little bit, and you could do that right in the hot pan, of course. But I know you know how to cook, George, so I'm not telling you anything, but just sharing with everybody. And parsnips, okay, and pork stuffing. I've never heard of that. Can you expound on that? Like, is it just like a sausage stuffing? Because I've heard of that, or is it actually pieces of pork? I'm curious about that. Um, and parsnips, I have never really gotten into parsnips. That's just one thing I just can't do. Give me potatoes all day long, but the parsnips, no. And I love radishes, but the parsnips, I don't know. I just can't do it. Um, I know it's a dumpling with potatoes and cheese, but for some reason, maybe I just haven't had them where they're any good. I don't like the texture. Maybe they're just all too soft or something. I'm not sure. Um, and Crystal's gonna have Christmas dinner tomorrow with parents and family, me and my niece, and we made a sweet chocolate Chex Mix. Oh, that's good. I like that. Yeah, and that's fun. Fun to make, and that's good. I made some. It's also called Muddy Buddies if you put powdered sugar over top of it. And it's fun. I took some. I was gonna take some to Germany on the plane, right? But I thought, no, that powdered sugar is gonna get everywhere. People are not gonna like me because it just goes everywhere. But I love it. Um, and Barbara was watching a video yesterday about appetizers our grandma used to make, and I've been forgotten over the years. As I was watching the video, they showed what? They showed me on their video. How? And I'm grandma. I don't know if I like this, Barbara. So I'm confused. You were watching a video yesterday about appetizers our grandma used to make, and watching me. Are you sure it was me? Okay, I'm a little weirded out by that. I wonder why. I mean, they can take clips of videos and stuff like that, but I'm not sure that I want to be like labeled grandma. I don't know. I mean, I am getting old, but okay. Anyway, whatever. I guess I should be flattered. I'm flattered. Hi, Simon. How are you? Good night. I know. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. It's very late where you are very early on Christmas. You're Christmas Eve now, too, right? Okay, so pork sausage mince. Okay. Okay, so ground sausage, but not necessarily. So it is a sausage. Okay. Yeah, that's classic here too. That's good. I was for some reason when I saw pork stuffing, I was thinking cubes of pork. I'm like, I have not seen that before. Um, Hi Cheryl, Merry Christmas to you. All right. Um, Georgiana's having lasagna. What? And I'm having I'm going to make homemade ravioli with a cheese filling and then a meat sauce. So we're not doing traditional American. We're gonna go with Italian, and I'm gonna make the pasta and all that stuff, make the ravioli and all those things, In fact, I think I guess I am making the ricotta cheese too. I forgot to do that today. I'm making the ricotta cheese because I didn't buy it. I forgot to buy it. Um, oh my God, Cheryl, that's hilarious. They smell like farts and feet. Parsnips. I know. I'm not a fan either, but I don't even know if I've gotten close enough to smell them really. I just don't like them. Um, okay. So now I've got to search YouTube. So, if anybody's at their computer and can search YouTube, find this video for me and post the link. I've got to look at it. Um, that is just bizarro. But anyway, I guess I should just be flattered. Hey, James, how are you? That is awesome. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Okay. So, yes, the print feature should work on the individual recipes, but only on your computer. Okay. There's a security thing that does not allow it to print the PDF to print from your phone or mobile device. And I didn't even realize that. I put a little blurb about it in the beginning of the book. I didn't realize it till after I published it. But on desktop, it should work. All your print buttons should work. Um, and there shouldn't be any issues with it. And I've tested that out a million times. But if they don't, email me and let me know. I mean, it's not anything that I can do like specifically for you because they're already like, I don't know, how do I put this? Embedded that, the print functions is a thing that you put in the button. Um, so it's not like yours is faulty. It is the same thing, but yeah, just not on phone. I wanted to figure out how to do that. One thing that I am working on though, that I can tell you about that for that cookbook, and I just have been too busy to get it. I need to test it a little bit more. Is I'm going to be doing it where you don't have to download it if you don't want to. You can actually access it through your phone, kind of like an app sort of thing. And you should be able to print it that way. Okay. I'm working on that little bit of a setup because I got to set up a whole thing around it in Kajabi, but you should be able to just like log in and then you can just navigate to whatever recipe you want and you can print them that way. And also the shopping lists are going to be updated. They turned out like not even formatted correctly. And I was very upset because they look perfect in my InDesign file. But when they transferred over to PDF, I almost cried because they're not aligned right. And some would check off and some wouldn't. And I spent hours going through just trying to make it look okay, but it is not Louise approved, right? So I got with my AI guy, Claude, and said, look, can we build something? Can we build some code that I can put into a website, which will be in Kajabi as well? And I want people to be able to pick multiple recipes and get a shopping list for all of them. So like if you wanted to make mashed potatoes and the pork in a side dish, you could just click those 3 recipes and it will make your shopping list. And then you can click off what you need or what you have and all that stuff. So I am still doing some improvements on that book, but I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. So I'm glad you do. I'm glad you like it too. All right. Cheryl is not cooking. I totally understand that. Um, we had ribs last night. We had barbecue ribs last night from the freezer and pulled pork and coleslaw that I made and a couple of other things. So barbecue is always a good idea. I don't know Wood Ranch. I don't know that if that's a brand or a restaurant or something. I'm not familiar with it, but I'm sure it's going to be delicious. Um, and parsnip pancetta pasta. Okay. I don't know if I could do that. Pancetta's fine. Parsnips, I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know, Leslie. I don't think I can do it. Um, okay, so James says it is on his computer. That is weird. I'll have to do a little research. Do you mind sending, because it should work. Can you send me an email, Louise at thesaltedpepper.com? And that way I can start to do some research and figure out why it might not be working because, it should definitely work on your computer. There shouldn't be any issues. Hey, Crystal. Yes, it is digital. It's for the Possible Cooker Pro. So it was a holiday cookbook that I put out just before Thanksgiving. Although the recipes can be used all year round because they're really good ones. Basic. They're basic ones. Some are a little fancy, but most are very basic. Um, and but it's for the Possible Cooker Pro. So if you don't have the Possible Cooker Pro, you don't want the cookbook, really, literally, because it's all the functions on there. It's not, I mean, you could switch it over to something else, but it is specifically for that. I am working on a Ninja Foodie cookbook though. I've got it all laid out. It's over 100 recipes. And then I think I talked to you guys a couple weeks ago about how I was going to take a lot of recipes off my website. And then I can't do it. I just can't do it. Like I could take some off my website, but I cannot put a cookbook together with recipes that you guys can get for free. I just can't do it. So I did a ton of development for the Ninja Foodie. This is the Ninja Foodie pressure cooker and air crisper. It's kind of like the last hurrah. So I wanted to get, I have volume 1 and volume 2, and I'll see how volume 1 does. And if it does well, then I'll do volume 2. But the volume 1 has over 100 recipes, and 60% of them are not on my website, or more even. So that's going to be fun and some good stuff, and I'm looking forward to that. So I've tested almost all of them. Most of them are ready to have their final test and their photograph. So I've been doing that for the past month, doing that. So that'll be out. I'm hoping in January. I really do hope so, but I'm not going to kill myself. I killed myself over that Possible Cooker Pro book, and literally, I'm not doing that again. All right, Erin is making filet mignon with roasted broccoli and russet potatoes. Now that sounds amazing. How are you going to cook the filet? I don't know if you have sous vide, but that's a nice way to cook a filet and then sear it. Okay, Kathy's got a question. Since Q&A is all about questions, let's get to her question. How long to pressure cook dry unsoaked small white beans with ham hock, carrots, and celery? Probably about 30 minutes or so for them to go from unsoaked to done, and soft enough. That's about what I have a recipe for a ham and bean soup. And I use small lima beans, so they're a little bit bigger, but I think it's just 30 minutes. 30 minutes is kind of a nice little average. But the one thing you want to do when you're cooking the beans, I don't know if you're like what liquid you're putting in and things like that, but I don't know if you're making a soup or if you're just making ham and beans. But the one thing you want to know is that don't do an immediate release, Kathy. Make sure that you do a natural release at least for 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes minimum. Otherwise, you'll blow your beans up. They will just crack open when you release the pressure too quickly. So definitely do a natural release. And you could probably do 30 minutes with a full natural release. And then, of course, you're going to need enough liquid because the beans are going to absorb quite a bit. Oh, so Barbara's saying she has no problem using the recipes from the cookbook in the Combi and the Foodie. Well, awesome. Good to know. I figured the Possible Cooker Pro, I mean, on a lot of the functions, it does work very differently, because it doesn't have a fan. It doesn't have an upper heating element. So I didn't want people to like buy it and then not be like, I can't even use these recipes. I don't know what they're about. I mean, I can't, figure it out. Leslie, yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about the Foodie Cookbook. And Tina's going to have a traditional Christmas dinner. And what is that to you, Tina? What is traditional for you? Is it a turkey or a ham or, some people it's brisket. A lot of times traditional is Italian. So, yeah, let us know. What are you doing? The sous vide function is really, I love it. In fact, that's what we're having tonight. We're having sous vide sirloin. And I've had it in for 5 hours, which is a steak, but it was really thick. But I found that with the sirloin, if you keep it in for 5 hours, it's like filet. It's so tender. If you go further than that, it starts to break down the meat fibers. It's not as good. All right. So Barbara has a question. Oh, chili and it's too spicy. Are there any tricks to cut the heat? Yeah, basically the only thing you can really do to cut that heat is to add more of the other ingredients, really. I mean, because if you add more liquid and then simmer it down so it's thick like chili, you're just concentrating it back in. So the only thing you can really do is add whatever your base is if you're using a tomato base, something like that. And you can try a little bit of sugar, which can sometimes offset the heat, but really most of the time it's just adding more of the tomatoes and beans or whatever your base is. Add a little bit more meat and do it that way. So you end up with like 3 batches of chili, right? Um, all right. Thanks, Stacia. Yeah, I'm excited about it too. Um, okay, Leslie, so funny. So I've had a recipe. Yes, I do. I do have a recipe for Mexican birria, but the original kind that is actually stew. It's birria stew. And it is absolutely delicious. And in fact, I started testing tamale recipes after I did that recipe, and those are the those are the tamales we're having tomorrow night. They've been in the freezer for quite some time. And I never did because I wanted to get everything perfect with the tamales, and I had never even rolled tamales before. So I had a lot of failures and stuff like that. Then I got it nailed down, and I just got busy doing other things and never got the recipe out. So we're having them from the freezer tomorrow for Christmas Eve, and then soon into the new year, I'm gonna have the tamale recipe out, making the masa and all that. Well, not making the masa, but making the corn mix, which is a whole thing in and of itself. That's a little bit of a art, I think, to get it exactly right. Um, and Crystal, I do not mind you asking at all. We are going to be going live on New Year's Eve. Jeff is home. We will be in Bethel Springs in Tennessee. And Jeff and we didn't finalize a time, but somebody said we went live at 8 o'clock last year. So that's what I'm saying. We're going to go live at 8 o'clock. But Jeff is going to work on the graphic, and I don't think he got that done today. Then we'll start posting about it. But yes, we are going to do the New Year's Eve celebration. Jeff has been asked to do some juggling and some magic tricks. So I asked him, I said, "Will you?" And he's like, "I don't even know if I know where all the juggling balls are." He's like, "I think I've got one here, one here." I'm like, "How did your juggling balls get like dispersed? Like, why aren't they together?" So I'm gonna see if he can pull it all together. And yeah, and then of course he'll play the guitar and we'll do all that kind of fun stuff. And anybody that wants to come on and sing or play guitar or play an instrument is absolutely welcome. You just contact us, let us know, and we bring you on. And it's just, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. So hopefully some people will come on live. And we'll have some fun. But Jeff and I promised each other that we wouldn't stay up till 5 a.m. So hopefully we won't. All right. Barbara uses the recipes from the new cookbook in the original foodie. Well, good. I'm happy to hear that. Let's see. James says foodie cookbook sounds great. Would be great if you put a list of the foodie recipes that are online at the end. Yeah, I could do that. I could probably do that. The ones that are actually on my website, I could probably do that. I believe in full disclosure for sure. So, yeah, I could do that. All right, Aaron, I have stuffed bacon wrapped turkey, and I'm having trouble making them in the foodie. Okay, so stuffed bacon wrap turkey. Is it just a turkey breast, like a boneless, skinless turkey breast? And oh, the bacon doesn't get done. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's why I don't bacon wrap too many things, because the underside of the bacon, it's going to have a hard time getting done. So I would need to know what you've tried so far. But one of the things that you could do, which is kind of an interesting thing, but it may work for you, is and I don't know if you've got the 1 lid or the 2 lid, but you could try steaming it for a little bit. Okay, which is going to kind of start to cook that bacon, and steam works a little bit different than air frying. So you're going to have a little bit more cooking throughout the whole bacon. It's going to render the fat a little bit. And then I would go with probably a bake. at a lower temperature for a longer period of time so that you could really render that bacon fat and hopefully get it cooked all the way through. The problem I have, I hate flabby bacon. Like I just don't like it at all. So when I wrap things, I just don't like if the underside is not done. Like, I mean, it's safe to eat, of course, but you know what I mean. Flabby. I don't like it. So I will cook it a lot longer. Then you have to be careful that, of course, you don't overcook your turkey, right? So steaming it might help and then do a higher heat to kind of get that bacon done, maybe. Or you could go on a lower heat for a little bit longer time, but you got to be careful with the turkey. And of course, it's going to depend on how big that turkey is and if it's just boneless, skinless, which I'm kind of assuming it is. Um, but yeah, the bacon wrap stuff. And it's so delicious and it's going to keep your turkey really moist, so it's going to help a lot. But it's just kind of a tricky little thing. But if you let me know what you've tried, I can give you some more specific pointers because if I know what didn't work, I might be able to suggest things that might work a little better. Um, Oh, Barb. Oh, Barb says she just brought a little lizard in from the cold. Oh, my goodness. Little lizard. Oh, we have little salamanders sometimes, but I never see them in the winter. So, but I would do that. I brought a little frog in one time trying to save it. I didn't save it though, but I tried. Um, all right. So Tina's dinner is spiral ham, candied yam, sausage, cornbread, dressing, broccoli, mashed potatoes. Definitely traditional. Gravy. Oh my gosh. Raw veggie platter. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. That's like Thanksgiving dinner on repeat, right? Um, let's see. Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna play the guitar. He says he needs to practice. He has been so busy. He has not been playing a lot of guitar, right? Um, so uh he says he needs to practice. So I guess this whole week that we're home, leading up to New Year's, he'll be practicing playing guitar. Um, does anyone make black eyed peas for New Year's dinner? I took out I have a black eyed pea chicken chili recipe and I found some in the freezer from last year, I think. And so I took it out. So we're going to have that. But I also for anyone who wants to make black eyed peas for New Year's, um definitely try my recipe for Hopping John. It is so good. It is so delicious. You will love it. My friend Amber makes it every year. She absolutely loves it. Yes, okay, so pan frying it. Yeah, I would honestly really try to steam it for a little bit. I know that sounds so weird. Why would you wanna steam bacon? But it's not gonna overcook your turkey and things like that, and then I would probably go on air fry. And I use the Ninja Foodie grill. Let me see cuz I did bacon wrapped sweet potatoes. And I was so shocked that the sweet potatoes were cooked and I think I might have steamed them first a little bit and that the bacon was completely crispy. Let me see what temperature I went on. Um I think they're called bacon wrapped sweet potatoes because I was really shocked about that. How well it did. Oh, apparently, I thought that was something, like, kind of original, but apparently other people make bacon wrapped sweet potatoes, but they look different, definitely different. Let's see. There we go. Mine have, I think, some kind of marshmallow stuff on top. Anyway, let's jump to the recipe here and let's see what temperature I did. I use thick cut bacon. What kind of bacon are you using, Erin? I use thick cut for this, I think. Let me see. Yep, thick cut. Which you would think would be harder, but harder to cook all the way through, but it wasn't. Um, so I pressure cooked the sweet potatoes, but that's because they were whole. Let's see. Da, 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 now let's get into. Oh, I didn't do them in the grill. I did these in the foodie. air crisp on 330 degrees Fahrenheit in the foodie. This is what I did. And these are sweet potatoes, not turkey. But it took 20 to 25 minutes and they were perfect. The bacon was perfect. So you may want to try that. Also, just do it like 330 or between, I don't forget, 300, 325, 330 and the foodie. I don't remember the temps anymore. It's been so long since I've like been really actively doing recipes for the foodie. Um, but yeah, try that and just make sure you give yourself a good 20 minutes, 25 minutes where you won't overcook the turkey. That's what I would try. Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, that's a cool idea. So for all the ones I see, so what's not in the cookbook, give a whole list of because I believe it or not, I counted up the recipes. Like I think I have 300 and some Ninja Foodie recipes. Yeah, that's a lot of recipes. So that's a good idea. I could do that too. Yeah, that's a good idea. Um, and but Barbara, when you weave your bacon, it actually cooks less. I found anyway. I don't know if you have different experience, but I've tried to weave it, and that's even worse underneath for me anyway. Um, I know, Cheryl, everybody's gonna go to Tina's house. She's got all the food covered, right? Oh my goodness. Um, Good night, Barb. Merry Christmas, and I'll see you next Wednesday if you can join in or come and say hi for New Year's Eve. I am not doing a live next Tuesday because we're going live on Wednesday. So Tasty Tuesday is not happening. We're gonna have Wacky Wednesday instead, right? Um, yeah, Tina, I bet you will need a week to recover. I know it. My goodness. Um, Crystal wants to know what is my favorite sandwich. Her current favorite is salami with pimento cheese on sourdough bread, heated in my panini press. First of all, there's nothing better than a panini. There's nothing better than a panini. Oh my gosh. But I would have to say that my favorite sandwich of all time is a Reuben. I love them so much. Love them, love them. Um, okay, so Aaron's bacon is thin cut. So that's yeah. I mean, you would think it would work better, but I actually have had better luck with thick cut bacon when I wrap it with things. But because you can go a little bit longer, it doesn't like burn or anything. Um, I would still try. I would try to steam it, steam the whole thing for just a few minutes, not very long, and then go on that 330 degrees and just make sure you have about 25 minutes that you can cook that bacon. And hopefully that'll work for you. And also, proximity to the element makes a difference too. So if you are too low, it's going to have a hard time really crisping up. So you may need to raise it up a little bit closer. So yeah, sorry you're having so much trouble with that. Um, okay, so George says second, yeah, YouTube search function. No, it's terrible. YouTube's search function is terrible. But George, can you go to my website and search recipes? I know you're a video watcher, but it is so much easier, in my opinion, if you go to my website, use the search bar, search for what you're looking for. Even if you just think I want to make green beans or something like that. You just put in green beans and it's a pretty good search thing on my website. And then that comes up and then you can jump down to the recipe and that's where the video is. And you could actually, get to the video that way too. Because I agree with you. YouTube's search feature is not very good at all. Not at all. All right. Do we have any more questions before I go? And the reason why I'm going to jump off here is because Jeff is about to get home. And when he gets home, everyone's going to need earplugs because these dogs are going to go crazy, absolutely crazy. Barking, jumping up and down, spinning in circles, all that kind of stuff. So, any other questions before we say goodnight? And I still want to find that. I'm going to be looking for that video that Let me look. I'm going to try to look it right now. So it was on YouTube, I'm assuming. And it was old-fashioned appetizers, or was it desserts? Appetizers that grandma made and have been forgotten. Let's see what happens. Grandma. All right. Okay. That's Thanksgiving. That's that. I don't know if I'll ever find this video. This is appetizers. I'm going to have to do this. I'm going to have to sit down and really look for this. Huh. I wonder if they even gave me credit for the recipe. I don't know. Anyway. Merry Christmas, Erin. Merry Christmas. Crystal, I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Merry Christmas. And I don't know, Mayor won't be invited to Boston. I don't know what that means. I'm a little lost on that one. Hey, Cheryl, have a great evening too. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you, James. I appreciate that so much. And you have a great holiday as well. And I think I think I got everybody. I think I did. So yeah. Well, hopefully I'll see a bunch of you guys on New Year's Eve. I don't even know what I'm going to wear. I don't usually dress up. Oh, please come to Boston. The song, the song, or you want us to go to Boston? Probably the song. Please come to Boston. That's a good one. I don't know if Jeff sings that. I'll have to ask him if he does. George, Merry Christmas, Grandma. All right. Loved it. Grandpa Jeff. All right. Mwah, mwah. So funny. Merry Christmas, Grove of Trees. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Kay. How are you? Merry Christmas. All right, guys. So it's been fun. I really enjoyed seeing what you all are making. That is awesome. I love that. And all the different kinds of foods and different things. It's so awesome. All right, guys. Merry Christmas, Craig. And hopefully I'll see you guys on New Year's Eve. And we will be live at 8 o'clock, as far as I know. All right. Love you all. Merry Christmas. There he goes. Time to go. Bye. I will, Barbara. I will tell Jeff hi. Oh, they're actually being pretty good. Merry Christmas, John. I'll text you tomorrow, honey.